What's going on, guys? So, for those of you that don't know, I placed a little bit of a bet on Monday that I wasn't too happy about today. So, we'll see how long I have to freeze my balls off in this toga. But, I was thinking about how to start this, and I figured that talking about the recent kind of carnivore news would be kind of the most relevant thing. But, when I was looking in the mirror today, I was thinking, how have I not? I guess I need to get headshots with curly hair, but how have I not been cast as some like Roman person on a TV show? Because it's like textbook, like I don't want to get over, but I don't know if you guys have seen. What's the show with? There was one show really popular a couple, well, years and years ago. I think it was over 10 years ago now. I think it was called Rome. It was like this really amazing series, but there was a more recent one called, I think, Trojan, or it was, what was the recent one where Achilles was black? That series wasn't so good, but there was one a while ago that was really really good. What was the other one? Spartacus was good too. That's what I was thinking about with this toga stuff. What's going on? How are you guys? What's going on? What's going on? I was curious about this time slot today. I usually do a little bit earlier, but I thought I would change it. My first live on your channel. Maybe your last one, lol. Had wild caught salmon for the second time today from Whole Foods and don't feel any different. Something's wrong with me, I guess. I've noticed the salmon roe. I felt better when it's fresh. I'm not sure if I'm not sure what the nutrient content of the salted stuff is, but it might just be that you're not eating a lot of it, or if you're having it with other food. The toga is real. Bojaman says he has hand lotion ready for the toga stream. How about finding out the casting agency for Game of Thrones? I tried to find that out, but you can't. It's like you can't contact these people. It's like impossible. You need to get like you can't contact people as just like a random person. I think you'd probably have to get an agent to contact them. Vegan Gains thinks you wear unrubbable makeup. Yeah, I've been having a lot of comments lately on my YouTube channel saying, "Oh, waterproof makeup doesn't wipe off." Fucking morons. Liver is toxic, you idiots. Don't listen to this teenager. Dude, I'm about like 10 years gone for the teenager thing. I mean, liver being toxic, I should probably do a video on vitamin A toxicity, but on a serious note, I was going to talk about lately the TMAO stuff has been in the news. So I think I'm just going to do a quick video this week kind of debunking the TMAO thing. But it's kind of stupid because TMAO, uh, trimethylamine N oxide, is higher in fish as well as vegetables than it is in meat. So a little bit contradictory there. It's just people seem to be, I don't know what's with the anti-meat stuff, like the propaganda and everything. What did you eat prior to your 2-week fast? Like anything specific to prepare for it? I tried to do like only raw for a couple days before the fast, or at least try to reduce my sodium intake too. The vitamin A toxicity is not really a concern initially when on this diet, but people want to make sure that they are consuming enough of all the fat soluble vitamins A, D, E, K, and make sure they store them in equal amounts. They won't let you win waterproof makeup. It's completely ridiculous. I was also thinking about doing I was going to do a carnivore popular questions video with all the questions that keep coming up, like is bone broth good for you? What about apple cider vinegar? How much liver should I eat? What about carbs for energy during workouts? Probiotics, ketones, tallow. Like there's a bunch of questions that come up like every single live stream that I wanted to do a video on. You already do a makeup check? No makeup check.
Best
Yeah.
eggs in NYC, Union Square Green Market.
Hey, Devin, what's going on, man? How are you? Uh, Union Square Green Market. There's like one. I don't remember the name of the stall, but there's like one guy from Pennsylvania, the Amish guy that sells decent eggs. They're pretty good. Some of the you got to be careful though. At the Union Square Green Market, some of those stalls are just scams, and I've literally bought eggs from these Union Square Green Market stalls, and I would have swore it up and down they just bought them from a supermarket across the street. So there's a Mennonite Amish farmer. I don't remember the name, but they sell a bunch of cheese. They sell some eggs. That's pretty good. If I was, what are the other sources? I mean, Uttermilk and Meadow Ridge Farms that deliver to New York drop-off sites. They sell eggs too. Those are pretty good quality. Advice on dealing with SIBO and malabsorption. I mean, if dry fasting doesn't work, I would consider taking some sort of digestive enzymes and maybe acid raising stuff for the stomach. That might help. The SIBO thing, it's really difficult to, because I had problems with SIBO ever since I had that problem with raw milk a couple months ago, and it's just very very difficult to keep the bacteria at bay when you're eating a lot of food. You kind of have to eat one meal in the beginning of the day. You have to stay really active and exercise, and you have to also try to consume low histamine food. It gets very difficult. How to detox from vaccines? I don't think you're going to be detoxing from vaccines. Like I don't think there's any specific way to necessarily do that. Any suggestions for someone with eczema beyond the great suggestions you've already made for acne? I mean, you just really want to make sure that you're not consuming foods you're allergic to. If you're, and then there's the elements of vitamin D3 and water in the diet as well. Just made a press batch of bone broth to experiment with bone broth fasting. I don't think that's a good idea. Kind of defies the purpose of fasting. Another thing you could do for SIBO is you can make sure to only consume very, very high quality raw foods. So if you're only consuming raw meat, the bioavailability is going to be higher. If you're eating foods like liver and like bone marrow and just really, really high nutrient foods, even if it's feeding the SIBO a lot, it's going to at least help get some more nutrients in. The gristly bits of the beef over. Yeah, I mean, it depends on what cut you're getting for the eating raw. That really, and how you cut it too. Frank, thanks for your reply. But how much is it for an evaluation about the blood that comes out of my bum when I break wind since being on the carnivore diet since 1 month? I don't know what to tell you, man. You have to like send me the. It's hard to know without the understanding the context of your diet. Constipation on carnivore diet. Are you telling me you're constipated? If you're constipated on the carnivore diet, you probably need to consume more fat. You need to stop cooking your food as much. Hydrate. Thoughts on chromium supplements? I actually don't think I've heard that before. I don't think I've ever heard anyone talk about chromium in regards to any aspect of health. I don't think that's a very. I mean, I don't know anything about chromium. What's going on, guys? What's up, Jimmy the Greek? What's gonna happen on the stream? I don't know. I'm probably just gonna answer questions to hypothetically more gay viewers. That's what I'm assuming is gonna happen, but who knows? I'm 5'8". Farm-raised salmon is never good. Best to avoid. I mean, the only decent quality farm-raised salmon is the Faroe Island stuff, and even then, it's not that great quality. Can you get too much iron from eating liver? No. I mean, iron is more of a problem in the context of foods that don't have the other vitamins that are usually present in whole animal foods. I can only get D3 supplements and 100,000 IU caps. Yeah, you would just take them like once or twice a week instead. Did I have problems with milk when I was young? I always did, but I never really drank that much of it. Would blood work be more optimal on raw versus lightly cooked? It might be different because on cooked, you're going to be consuming more food and your trigs and cholesterol might be higher. If you eat liver, you kind of have to get high K2 foods and fat and D3 from sun. Can I do a hair routine video? I could do a hair routine video, but I don't think it's going to be popular. If you're going to cook beef fat, how'd you do it? I'd probably just throw it on the grill for a minute or two on each side. Just crisp it up a little bit. You need a video on carnivore comebacks to vegans, especially on morality and the environment. Saw one the other day and just want to hear your perspective. I don't know if that video is like going to be worth it. I just don't really know what what do you mean carnivore comebacks? Like, what are the topics? I did a whole video debunking veganism like the other week. That should give you all the ammunition you need. Vegans are going crazy, losing cult members. Are they really losing that much, or is it just like a YouTube thing? Chicken liver has more vitamin K2, and beef liver has more of the other vitamins. Please look up Mewing by Mike Mew. Guys, I don't know why people keep bringing up like Mike Mew and stuff when like I had double jaw surgery like a couple of years ago. I know who they are.
Thanks for the video about caviar. I grew up in Russian Far East eating salmon and ikra every season. It is known that ikra is the best food.
Yeah, I used to buy caviar from a Russian purveyor and still until they stopped carrying. Like they used to carry caviar, they used to carry like cod liver, they used to carry a bunch of stuff, and I used to get it from a Russian supplier in the first place. It's one of the reasons I think they usually have pretty good facial development over there. They eat a lot of caviar. Do you agree with Dr. Eric Berg? That's a very general question. How much raw milk is too much? I mean, it depends on how you tolerate it. If you guys want a really in-depth like answer to your question, just like you could donate through PayPal or Super Chat on the Streamlabs link. I can't spend like if someone asks me a very specific question, I can't spend 5 minutes answering it. Unfortunately, guys. If you guys are curious, like what D3 supplements I use, like what cod liver oil supplements I use, they're on my Amazon shop. You guys don't have to like if you're not gonna. I don't really get a lot of money from my Amazon shop, so if anything, don't buy it on my Amazon shop if you can get it locally or get foods instead. But if you guys do have questions about like the cod liver oil and the stuff that I do use, it's on there. A lot of you guys asking about like liver and stuff. I don't think there's a point to really consuming bone broth. I don't know about the mewing thing for myself because I have a pretty clear sinus. Like my breathing is pretty normal. Actually, promoting tanning beds. I live in an area where we don't get much sun this time of the year and start going to bed once or twice a week. And I started going to a bed once or twice a week and sleeping. But yeah, I've noticed that going tanning really improves my mood in general. Hey, Frankie boy, love from Italy, dude. Keep it up. Hey, thanks, man. I don't drink cucumber juice at all.
My sister and dad went carnivore and they died a month later. Blood was coming out of every hole. They died of aggressive cancer. Did they do it wrong?
You know what's funny is the people who used to do Arctic explorations and Arctic expeditions, when they went out on only preserved foods like meat, preserved canned vegetables, fruits, and like wheat-based stuff like crackers, they would literally get scurvy within like a month or two, and they would have problems. It's crazy how people just ignore. I mean, since there just haven't been an incredible amount of people on this diet for a long period of time, they tend to just ignore the people that are examples that have been on this for years and years and years. Same thing with keto. You know what's funny? You go on a keto forum, on any keto forum, there's like dozens and dozens of posts on people losing weight, but people will still deny the benefits of the keto diet. How if you go into any diet forum whatsoever, you will never see more weight loss than there is on a keto diet forum. I made some high liver and it looks black and not usual gray. It smells different too. Yeah, the problem with making the high meat is, you don't know if it was frozen, you don't know if it's fresh, you don't know really truly what the quality of the food was. So if it tastes off or smells off, I wouldn't use it. Smoke point to preserve the DHA and EPA in salmon. I wouldn't worry about that too much. I would just try not to overcook it. What's the best way to eat raw meat if you're still underage and live with your parents? I mean, what do you mean? Like, you just like sneak a steak up to your room and eat it under the covers? What do rancid fish oil smell like? I don't have a good sense of smell, so I honestly couldn't tell you. But they have a very, like, acrid off taste. It's a very easy taste to know. You can tell if it tastes off. Do I salt raw meat? No, when I try to eat raw, I try not to salt my food at all. A lot of vegans are like bringing up, oh, why do you use supplements on your perfect diet? I don't use supplements. If you don't want to eat certain foods, you can use supplement alternatives like cod liver. You look like a poster boy for NAMBLA. I don't know what that is, man. What is it? I was gonna do like the toga thing for like an hour or so, and then I was just gonna put my stuff back on. The reason is because I made a bet on. I don't remember who it was with. I made a bet on Monday, and in hindsight, I was regretting it, but I already had this. Uh, what? Where do you guys get this shit, man? Seriously. Just when I'm having a baby girl, my wife, you're the first to know. Hey, man, what's going on? There's a good like article by the Weston Price Foundation on what foods you need to consume as a pregnant or nursing woman. That might help. It's just hard to understand like the sheer volume of high quality animal foods you should be consuming. Most seafood has enough selenium to counteract the mercury in it, so it's not really a concern. Can you do a video on dehydrating liver, your method, vitamin and mineral loss? You could just put liver in a dehydrator at low temperature and let it go. I'm impressed that you got audience from the UK. There's quite a bit of European. I think like half of my viewer base is not American. My daughter, 2 years old, has bruises under the eyes. I mean, I had really bad under eye bags as a kid the whole time. But if you want to put your kids on a carnivore diet, you have to feed them high quality animal foods, preferably in a raw state most of the time, like egg yolks, cheese, really high quality, high nutrient foods. I go to tanning bed like maybe once a week, once every 2 weeks in the winter. If I have allergy problems, try Chinese medicine. It helped me get my sense of smell. I just have a bad sense of smell. There are absolutely no Danish channels or articles on the carnivore. I think there are like very few channels in general on the carnivore diet.
Hey Frank, are you H2BH, and is it true that you are gay?
I don't know what that is, and no, I'm not. But this is why, like, I think I'll keep this on for like another 10 minutes or so. But, despite the bet, I had a feeling this was going to attract the wrong viewer base. So, hindsight is always 20/20, right? It's funny. I was going to order a wreath of leaves to do this, but because there's no leaves growing on the trees right now. Is dropping pure Icelandic cod liver oil worth twice the price of competing brands? It's a liquid, but it's the only, like, I would not buy liquid cod liver oil unless you're buying the highest quality stuff you have access to. I make my own deodorant. Yeah, definite lack of sense of humor. That's for sure. 20-hour flight. What do I take with me? I don't eat anything on a flight. I don't. I usually fast, and it's a lot. It's a lot of times it's a lot of work to get decent quality preserved foods. Garden of Life has a good liquid cod liver oil. I don't really. My dad walked in on me and thought I was looking at Cape Pro. That's honestly the main reason I want to put a shirt on in about like 20 minutes, because I think a lot of people of my regular viewer base aren't gonna watch just because of that. Which is hey hey sisters. I can't tell you how much I regret not saying hey sisters at the beginning of my vegan parody video. I'm trying to collect ideas for the next one, but it doesn't look like there's a lot of stuff right now. Vegan's obsession with poop. Well, I mean, if you're using the bathroom 10 times a day, you might be a little bit obsessed with it. I've had food poisoning, like with oysters once. That was the only time I ever got sick from this diet, and I probably still use the bathroom less than a vegan. I don't really eat any preserved meats like charcuterie because I have a histamine intolerance. You had the voice down pat. Yeah, that voice is really easy to do. I can't really do a lot of accents though. I'm not that good at them. Those of us with above a room temperature IQ will still be here. Mention you got ridges on your nails in your next vegan video. What does that have to do with vegan? Is that like a deficiency thing? Also make celery juice. I don't have a juicer that works well. My grandma has this juicer which is literally like older than me, that I haven't tried. I tried to juice coconut in it, but that didn't work. Maybe it can juice. Maybe it can juice.
Frank, my drink pastorist milk blood test done shows very much the gay. Help.
What's that? What's that? There's like a meme around. What is it like? Gay guys taking prep and it cures everything. That's what that's making me think of. Sorry, Lewis, I missed your. I forgot to say. I don't know if it wasn't read on stream or I just missed it. But thanks for the 199, Lewis. Difference between Atkins and Carnivore. I mean, Atkins just allows any protein, right? Essentially. But Atkins is high protein, and I think tries to restrict fat, right? And also allows carbohydrates and vegetables. So Atkins is pretty much carnivore with vegetables, right? Oh no, so Atkins is like keto without Atkins.
If you're not gay, then why do you look like a FA gut?
Okay, hold on. We're gonna have to put some people in timeout that are ruining the fun. So Atkins is pretty much keto, to my understanding, except Atkins, I think, has different macronutrients than keto. Is pig's fat good for you? It's hard to get high quality pork fat that's not high in omega-6. I mean, it's hard to kind of stick with this diet in work and social situations, but a lot of places will have meat-based diets you can eat. Can you eat dry-aged meat with your histamine intolerance? No. I react really bad to it. Keto is carnivore with vegetables? No, because keto has nuts too, nuts and seeds, and like more dairy. Insomnia my whole life. Tried all supplements and lifestyle changes. Thoughts? I mean, I would even look into EMF and see what you're sleeping next to. If Frank is gay, he would have gotten a bartender job at a gay bar long ago. Yeah, man, I fucking... You guys have no idea, man. I literally, I've worked in some very high-end restaurants in New York City, so now I don't really go for the, like, dive bar jobs anymore, but when I was first trying to get a job in Manhattan, I would go to the gay bars because they make pretty good money there, and I figured, hey, I'm a decent-looking guy, so they'll probably hire me, but they literally will not hire you unless you're gay. And I don't know, they have a way to tell. I don't know how the fuck they know, but apparently they wouldn't hire me for one reason or another. What would I eat if I felt the flu coming on? I mean, like if you're not consuming a lot of liver and high omega-3 fats, you might want to just make sure to get some in. What do I think of Vegetable Police? He said he should shut the fuck up because he doesn't know his info. What do you mean he said he should? You mean I said he should? What are you talking about? Bernie. What foods do you eat for potassium, magnesium? Meat has perfect ratios if you don't salt your food too much. Frank, what are you wearing? A toga. You guys missed the Monday stream. That's why we're doing this. Someone made a joke like, "Oh, if I donate," someone made a joke like, "If I donate $300, will you do a toga stream?" And I was like, "Yeah, why not?" And I didn't think it was ever gonna happen, but they did. So, whatever. Yeah, the gaydar thing is like, you know what the problem is? I'm a little too polished to be gay. I'm a little too professional. I think I'm missing something. Is it safe to drink the blood that comes in chicken liver? I would not consume chicken raw in general. I was replying to someone else what you said about vegetable police. I have no clue what you're talking about. If you could tolerate bee pollen, would you eat it? I can't. It gives me like very, very harsh allergic reaction. All right, guys. I'm honestly, it is way too. It's like 60 degrees in here. I gotta put something on before I freeze my balls off. Otherwise, I'm not gonna last through this live stream. You in a toga should be your book cover. For my book cover, I'm gonna get no joke. If I write a book, I'm gonna get a graphic designer to do a drawing of me in a. I saw you. You guys are too much today, man. I swear to God, I don't know what I was thinking. What was I just saying? I know I'm gonna get someone to do a Roman statue of me for my book. More like a comic, like a comedy thing and a funny thing. Leave the toga. Dude. It's way too cold in here. It really is. I thought I don't have any heat in my apartment, and I'm like above a garage, so there's like no insulation in this room at all. I saw I saw your pro. I hope no one's using my pictures on Grindr because it's not me. You're saying gays aren't professional? No, I have this really polished not professional wasn't a good word. I have this really like old school polished kind of temperament sometimes. I really doubt it's a matter of them knowing you're gay. It's a matter of a presentation of a gay vibe being part of the brand for the bar. If they don't get that vibe from you, then no luck. Yeah, but I see straight people in gay bars all the time, so I don't know why the fuck I didn't get that's why. That's like a little bit of it, SARMs are like the legal version of performance enhancing drugs, right? Uh, yeah, I mean, I don't see the point of that. 100 repressed homosexuals just left. I'm honestly, like, all jokes aside, I'm gonna start doing like one shirtless video a week because I think I have to. I think from a marketing standpoint and from a vegan standpoint, there's too much. I think that's part of the reason my channel hasn't been that successful. Because if I honestly, I look like beach body ready all the time, so I think it's a really good selling point. I just have to figure out which video every week I want. Maybe like my day of eatings, I'll do it shirtless. Damn, fam, that mop is looking impressive. Yeah, right? Nice Jufro. I'm experienced as of late a decrease in quality in the meat I buy at the supermarket. What do you mean, like they're buying shittier meat? It's probably because the cows aren't on pasture anymore in the summer. Winter, the meat quality goes down. How do I know if my boy can break down and use the meat, nutrients, and vegetables? He can't. Omri, could this be because it's winter? Yeah, no, I didn't read your... I actually answered it before I read that, but yeah, that's the reason. Reason behind tasting blood or metallic? I used to know the answer to that. I would just Google it. Does Chelsea actually have good fishmongers? What do you mean Chelsea? Like Chelsea neighborhood in Manhattan? I don't go to... Dude, I go to Hunts Point in the Bronx, the commercial fish market. And I'll buy like a case of salmon roe for like $400, and they'll throw in like 30 pounds of flounder roe. What's shaking? What's popping? What's sliding? What's cooking? You know what I actually did? I made. Any of you guys familiar with French cooking? I made a demi-glace, and it's taken me 3 days to make this goddamn demi-glace, and I've been filming a video how to make a demi-glace, but I kind of butchered it, so it's not that good. So I'm debating on whether I should publish a video how to make a demi-glace or if I should just redo the whole thing. But the problem is a demi-glace costs like $50 to make. I don't know. I'll probably finish editing it, then I'll see how it looks, and then I don't know. I don't really... Maybe I'll save it for a rainy day. I just don't want to have to refilm the demi-glace video because it takes literally 3 fucking days to make it of boiling pots on a stove, and it costs $50 to make it. And for those of you that don't know, all right, so French Cooking 101. Frankie Boy is a jack of all trades, master of none. So I'm not the best cook, but I know a little bit. So a demi-glace is a double glace, which is a glaze. So it's a double glaze, and it's a very heavily reduced stock. Tell me if this is boring, guys. But basically, to make a demi-glace, you need a brown stock, and a brown stock is usually made from veal bones. You can use beef bones, but brown stock is essentially just beef stock. So brown stock is beef stock. So to make a demi-glace, you need brown stock and Espagnole sauce. Espagnole sauce is like beef broth, except you make beef broth again, except instead of using water for the broth, you use beef broth. So it's very reinforced and flavorful. So for Espagnole sauce, it's that plus roux, which is flour and butter, and then tomato sauce. So you take brown stock, you add roux, tomato paste, and then
You often have medical journals, papers open when critiquing vegan videos. Do you reckon you could post link those next time to read with regards to the information on vitamin content in food?
Hey,
Cheers.
Kirill, thanks for the donation. I mean, when I critique vegan videos and I have medical papers open, I usually put them in the description of the video. So if I didn't, if I didn't send me an email and let me know which video you're referring to, and then I'll try to post the source. So anyway, so Espagnole sauce, you take brown stock, tomato paste, and then you take the ingredients you use to make the brown stock. So you take beef, you take mirepoix, carrot, celery, onion, bay leaf, thyme, and you reinforce that brown stock. That makes Espagnole sauce. So now you have this very, very fortified Espagnole sauce, which is like a very strong tasting beef stock that has tomato and roux in it, and it's fairly thick. And then you combine that with equal parts beef stock, and then you reduce it for, by about a quarter to a quarter of what it is, and then you have demi-glace. So as you can imagine, you're literally putting $40, $50 worth of ingredients to make this sauce, this demi-glace. So that's what I'm making. And the reason I'm making demi-glace is because it's used as a base for my favorite steak sauce, which is a Bordelaise sauce. So Bordelaise, and these were 2 videos I was going to make, demi-glace and Bordelaise sauce. I used to have these videos on my channel, and they were really popular. But when I deleted my videos back in July, I lost them. So a Bordelaise sauce is a reduction of red wine, shallot, and black pepper. And then after the red wine is reduced to like a syrup, you add in demi-glace and bone marrow, and then you put that on the steak. It's delicious. Well, there's my story. There's a cooking lesson for the day, guys. I'm French, and it's funny how you talk about French cheese and food. We have a ton of fake cheese and way too much junk food. Yeah, but I'm talking about the good French food. Is your lip balm available for us to purchase yet? I'm still waiting on getting the labels. Frank, you're looking like a 12-year-old Scarface. Yeah. I'm 27, and I've been trying the acting thing for a year or 2. I was hoping I would get cast as a teenager in high school before I looked too old to do it. So, if you date a girl, how do you deal with having meals with her who is not carnivore, in normal life? All the relationships I've been in, I've almost been like I don't know how to put this. I've never been in a relationship where I actually like spent time with the person at home or at their apartment. Like it's usually going out, going to the gym, like going to restaurants and stuff. So I wasn't necessarily like they wouldn't even really know that I followed this diet. This is boring. This is boring. This is boring. It's not boring. Nothing I say is boring. I know that. How quickly do you get through $400 worth of fish eggs? It wasn't $400 worth of fish eggs. It was $400 worth of salmon, which is like a month's worth of food. But the fish eggs were like, I get 20 pounds of fish eggs for $30. It's flounder roe. They usually throw it out. They usually use it for fishing bait. Frank is not a good cook. Yeah, I'm a decent cook. Listen, by no means do I consider myself a chef. But I've been to some expensive ass restaurants in New York City, and these people cannot cook to save their fucking life. Like, it's unbelievable how hard it is to get decent food in New York City, even in a restaurant. Like, what do I have to go pay for a $600 tasting menu every time I want something decent? Like, what the fuck? Getting fat, getting high quality fat is the hardest thing to do on this diet. You have to buy like trim fat, bone marrow, egg yolks, butter. My girlfriend went vegan. Now she's ugly. Should I leave her? Yes. If you guys would like to support the stream or have a really in-depth question, you guys can donate through the Streamlabs link. If you guys want to check out, we are doing a carnivore wiki now. I'm looking for people to contribute, but honestly, it doesn't really seem like any of my viewer base wants to help out with the wiki, so we might just have to add a bunch of information ourselves. Do I sous vide? Get that? We don't talk about sous vide in this chat, man. Sous vide is bullshit. We don't do sous vide. We do pan sear, we do grill. What's your opinion on the best breed of livestock cow and what country are they from? I'm not, by no means am I a farmer, but to my understanding, Angus have very good marbling and very large steaks. Hereford have decent marbling and good, like a good body structure for the steak cuts. So Angus Hereford mixes are common. Wagyu has obviously very high levels of intramuscular marbling, but I'm not sure. There was something negative about the climate that Wagyu. Oh no, wait, Angus don't do well in certain climates. And then you have like certain animals do well in certain climates. Certain animals are predisposed to more marbling. I mean, you have the Chianina cow, which is a monster of a cow, the biggest cow there is. And the Chianina cow has very little intramuscular marbling. But a big reason this is because they slaughter the animals really young. If you guys have seen this cow, it's the biggest cow in the world. And this is freezing. Where's the one? These are the biggest breed of cows in the world. I think they're from northern Italy. I think they get up to like 3,000 pounds or something insane. They can they can gain 5 pounds per day. That's crazy. Oxen may reach 6'7" tall. And they can weigh over 2,200 pounds. Most of them are in Tuscany, Umbria, and Lazio. Could you do an oyster shucking lesson and explain what those creepy little crabs are that you find? I mean, what do you mean explain those creepy little crabs? Those are just what they're eating. I could do an oyster shucking lesson. could certainly do that. Frank, I would like to help make the Carnivore Wiki. Michael, you could just go to the website and sign up and contribute pages. There's nothing I have to do on my end. Nothing boring about you, Frank. I was expecting a toga. Yeah, we were wearing the toga, but it's way too cold. Why am I so nervous today? Am I nervous today?
Love your content, bro. Shout out from Anaheim, California. Smiling face with smiling eyes. Thumbs up.
Hey, Cheeto Rocks. Thanks for the $10, man. Let me know if you have any questions in the chat. Oh, if you guys want to help with the wiki, just go on and sign up. The chat of cows. What meat is good to eat raw from Whole Foods? And that's a tough question. I don't really recommend eating raw meat from the supermarket. Plants as seasoning. Garlic and ginger is antifungals. I don't think that you're going to consume enough of them to really see a benefit, to be honest. It's funny how there's so many people hating on veganism on the carnivore channels. Most of you guys aren't even full carnivore and just using it to justify your own bad eating habits. I mean, isn't it kind of just like a little bit of, like, how can anyone complain about people giving vegan shit with all the shit they've been flinging for the past few years? A little bit contradictory. Sarah, that is not an appropriate question. Or a statement, that is. Should we eat birds as they give me bad poops? I mean chicken? I mean chicken usually fed corn, high omega-6. Doesn't digest too well. What's the most nutritionally dense meat? Probably oysters or liver. Are oysters toxic considering they filter whatever water they're in? That's the reason I don't consume oysters. I don't like the taste of them. I think it's because of the water. What's good, my guy? What's going on? Optimizing bone health. You want to consume a lot of D3 and K2. Chocolate is very far from carnivore. I don't know, did you guys want to do a vegan critique today? I don't know. Yeah, this I did a response to this vegan 2018 film, but this film is getting more and more popular, more propaganda bullshit. This was disgusting, this video. Vegan pantry and fridge tour. I'm genuinely curious what's going to happen with these vegans in like 3 to 4 years when they realize half their kids are autistic and like their health is declining to the point where it's painfully obvious. Are they just going to like I'm really curious to what's going to happen. I can't wait, to be honest. I don't drink alcohol because I have a histamine intolerance, and alcohol inhibits the enzyme that's produced to remove histamines. BM Radio, I mean, you could send me an email, but I usually don't. I can give you, if you give me a write-up of your diet, I can give you a brief advice without charging you, but Scottish government critique? I don't know enough about that. maybe one live stream will do just vegan critiques. I don't know. I feel like you can only do so many Q&As. People just run out of questions, especially on something like the carnivore diet. What do I think about vaccines? I mean, on one hand, there are vaccines that do prevent diseases that are pretty much like there's nothing that can really prevent you from getting them. But on the other hand, I think we give the vaccines to the children when they're too young and in too large amounts. Type 1 diabetic, I wouldn't eat any carbs if you're type 1 diabetic. Why do you have all those intolerances? Histamine, eggs, dairy, probably vegetables. What symptoms would you get if you start to eat oats? I'm okay with grains. I don't usually have a problem with eating grains. I have a problem with any high histamine causing food like eggs. And you don't, histamine is from two things: foods that are high in histamines, like aged foods, or foods that cause high histamine release in the body. Eggs and cheese cause eggs and dairy in general might not be high in histamines themselves, but they cause very high levels of histamines to be released in the body. That's why I can't tolerate them. And of course, if you can tell that you would not be into partying even a little. Yeah, that's part of it, Ashley. I think when you make these too long, people won't go back and watch. Keep it short and sweet. Always leave them wanting more. I think I'm going to cut it at like an hour and a half today. You got that seaweed kelp on my store. It's on the Amazon shop, yeah. I'm going to go to the grocery store today. What kind of beef is generally the best? I mean, anything grass-fed, high quality, whatever is cheaper. Pure alcohol, so not all the other. What is in what? What do you? I am not convinced that alcohol is bad for you. Alcohol inhibits a lot of metabolic processes. It's definitely bad for you. It's just a question of whether or not it would actually decrease your life expectancy. Right now, the whole carnivore thing is hot until people jump onto another bandwagon again. Yeah, I don't know. That's why I'm trying to branch out into other things too. Unlike a lot of the carnivore people, I think I have other things going for me that I can market myself for anyway. How would you recommend treating candida? I mean, first you have to make sure you have candida and get the gut microbiome tested, and then you have to increase the beneficial bacteria, try to take antifungal stuff possibly. Is it worth buying mineral water? Yeah, I mean, I only drink mineral water myself. We could do the vegan critique. I think I got one that I want to do. Can you guys hear this?
Life hands you an unfavorable hand. Trust me, I've had my share. But we all have them, and instead of letting my mind spiral into desolate places, feeling like there's no hope for humanity, or never leaving my house for fear of every bad thing imaginable happening to me, I've learned that some things you just have to surrender to, and trying to control life all the time will end up controlling you. Even though life is unpredictable, we have so much power over our response to certain events, and seeing the silver lining in everything will change your life. So here are some things that help me surrender and help me from spiraling into a dark place. My self-care routine. I may not do these things every day, but I definitely do them at least once a week, and they're not necessarily profound, but just reminders of the simple things that you can do every single day that can change the course of your life.
There is a reverse osmosis
Reading
filter
has
on my
always
Amazon
been one of
shop.
my favorite things to do in this life. It's just so wild how words can transport you to a completely different world. And
I've had enough of this bullshit. This girl is mentally ill.
that you can really easily access. Like if you are lying in bed just feeling completely unmotivated, you can just start playing a book and maybe that will inspire you. And that's usually what it does for me. To get 3 months of Audible for just $6.95 a month, which is less than half of the regular price, go to audible.com/hitomi or text hitomi
I
to
think you guys know
500
why I chose this
500.
video.
Cleaning is one of my very first self-care tips, which is really simple and basic, but it's instant satisfaction. If you spend 10 minutes cleaning, you will feel the benefits of it immediately, and I just really love that. It can also motivate you to try to get other stuff done. I have this shameful pile of stuff that always builds up by my bed and the dishes in the sink, but I feel like I subconsciously let things pile up just so that I can clean them extremely meticulously, because it seriously just stimulates my brain and makes my brain happy to just organize everything and put things in certain places where I decide that they belong. And once I've cleaned everything in my apartment, I clean my damn self. And every time I take a shower, I like to visualize the water cleansing me and purifying my energy. It's a really nice meditation that I do every time I hop in the shower. And recently, skincare has been such a big part of my life, especially the past year. So I cleanse my face twice a day, and on my breakfast might be something that a lot of you guys do naturally, but for some reason I just never eat breakfast lately, and that means by noon I'm starving, ravenous, and I end up eating something really unhealthy, something that doesn't make me feel good because I'm too starving to cook something healthy for myself. So I've been really trying to eat breakfast as part of my self-care routine, and warm hemp milk has been like the best thing lately. That's all I had made for adding. I'm like is that like inspire me or that I feel really comfortable in, and it completely can change your attitude. Lately I've been really into wearing pajamas outside. Vegan, so what I've been doing to counteract that is have at least one meal a day that's full of veggies, and I recommend all of you guys do this. Just one meal dedicated to greens. I've been loving broccoli rabe and kale. I just steam them.
She barely ate anything. Like, Frank, it's nice that you actually cook. Ashley, what's in the pate? Frank, you need to get a boob job. Yeah, I have my breast augmentation scheduled so I can start bartending at Labo. No joke. She is nutrient dense. Who cares? Take off the towel. Damn, she's fucking crazy. No, she really is crazy. That's why I turned it off. Needs more flaxseed? Yeah. Kale. Yum. Oh, look at this. Carnivore goes vegan for a day. Who's this guy? Oh, let's watch Vegan Gains. Do we want to watch Vegan Gains? Does just because Vegan Gains puts day of unhealthy eating in his description, does that mean he can eat unhealthy, shitty vegan food like he doesn't do it every day?
With Wix, you can create a professional website that looks stunning. Just go to Wix.com. The best part is you can update it and keep it fresh.
This live stream is now sponsored by Wix.com. You can use the checkout code FrankieBoy at when you're buying the website. We'll take a look at a couple of these.
Hello and welcome back to my.
What did I want to look at? Oh, I can't remember. Oh, I know. What symptoms do I get when I eat high histamine foods? I get heart palpitations, insomnia. Heart palpitations, insomnia, out of breath. Like I can't breathe.
Hey, this is Angie.
Before I click on one of these, hey guys, how does he go? Hey guys, happy healthy vegan here. The guy sounds like he's fucking dying.
Hey, this is Ryan of Happy Healthy Vegan.
Hey, this is Ryan of Happy Healthy Vegan. Like, seriously? Like, what the fuck?
Hey, this is Ryan of Happy Healthy Vegan.
Is that his best, like, happy, healthy voice? Hey, this is Ryan of Happy Healthy Vegan. This is what bothers me about this video. Like, how can anyone watch this dog shit and not notice that? How dare you not have YouTube Red? Probably should get it, right? YouTube Premium. I asked Michaela Peterson about her bourbon that is made from grains, and she said it's all she said was it's obviously distilled, so not an issue. No, if you have a severe grain allergy, if it's distilled, it doesn't matter. You can still react to that's why you have people that drink. That's why like some people drink potato vodka and not wheat-based vodka. That's why some people don't drink any sort of corn or grain-based spirits at all. Like, that's one of the selling points behind Ciroc. Some people drink Ciroc because it's based on grapes. What's YouTube Red Tube? Let's check out the...
And, Jasmine and I haven't had a day out in like forever, so we figured we'd just go down to Toronto together and we'd just get bus tickets to make things a little easier. The problem is it just snowed a few hours ago, so the roads are quite dangerous and I have to make sure I'm extra friggin' careful while driving this bike. A lot of the main roads are fine, but some of the roads, like right over here, still have some snow.
And here, I gotta tell you about this company called Curology. My whole thing is I have a pretty oily face, and I've been using it for only like probably a week.
Here we are, VizTech. I'm really excited for this camera. Alright, so Jasmine and I are over at Grasshoppers. She got some chicken nuggets, we each got some fries, and I got chicken, you know, vegan obviously, wrap with some more fries. And I picked up the camera. This is it. Still trying to learn how to use it, so I'm not using it for the moment. I guess I'll figure it out while reading. Like those moms? Okay, I think I've gotten this figured out now. So, filming with the new camera, I'm almost done my meal, and I think you know who that is. Are you gonna finish those fries? Okay. I like this camera. It's so tiny. Yeah? Like put it up your butt?
Is it a wide angle or short?
It's not terribly wide.
Is it as wide as I can see on the screen?
I don't know. I'd have to see. 80-degree field of view, I think that's equivalent to like a...
Yeah, he's boring as fuck. Let's watch something else.
It was really great, and the weather was fantastic. Over here, there is snow on the ground. Yes, okay. Hello, December. So today I wanted to do a what I ate in a day video, and I'm gonna keep it super real with you guys, okay? Not that I fake anything.
And as soon as I got there, I had to have lunch first. You know what I'm saying? So what I ate was our special of the day, which sometimes we have.
Okay, let's watch this. Let's see if this one's reasonable. I doubt it.
Channel. Today I'm going to be doing a what I eat in a day vlog. So if you ever wanted to know what a vegan teen eats in a day,
keep watching this video. If you are a teen that's interested in going vegan, know that I always have an ebook linked in my description with all the information you could ever want to know about that whole process and all the tips and tricks that I could give you. I realized that I haven't done a normal what I eat in a day vlog in about a month. Every single one that I've done has had some type of twist, and then I've done one but I didn't talk and it was just music, so I decided to do a normal vlog one because I know these are the videos that everyone likes the best. So hopefully you all like this video. Today is a super crazy busy day. I don't know how I'm supposed to finish everything that I'm going to be doing. I have to do tons of schoolwork. I have to film and edit a lot of videos, and then I have to pack for somewhere that I'm going, and yeah, it's gonna be hard, but we're gonna finish it. I went to a Pilates class this morning and I'm gonna go make breakfast. I'm gonna make some oatmeal, and yeah, let's go to the kitchen. Okay, so I'm going to make oatmeal for breakfast. I am definitely going to be making it in the microwave today because I don't know how I'm supposed to finish everything, so I'm just going to be using the quick cooking. I always use quick cooking oats. I just think they have a better consistency. So about a cup of those, and then I'm going to be putting in around a tablespoon of chia seeds. Then I'm going to fill this up with water. I'm going to set that aside while I cut up an apple so then it can like absorb the water, and then I'll put it in the microwave. So I have my big bowl of oats, topped with a chopped apple and some coconut yogurt, so I'm gonna eat this.
This is like basic bitch tries to do vegan but has no idea what she's doing. I can't watch this shit. I'm sorry, guys. Like, the problem with these vegans is like they're not entertaining at all. It has to be completely crazy and out there, or else I'm gonna fall asleep. Watch Snake Diet carb load video. Do you agree with him?
Hey, fatty! Today I'm gonna teach you guys something fucking next level fucking extraordinary. Let's begin. How I carb load eating 0 fucking carbs. How in the fuck do I carb load eating 0 fucking carbs? So before we get into that, I gotta explain gluconeogenesis. It's the body's ability to take protein and turn it into fucking glucose, aka sugar. Okay, all the fucking keto fuckheads are scared shitless of this fucking word.
I've had enough of curse words. I think I got a general idea of what the video is. I don't necessarily think this is necessary. I think that your natural appetite, especially if you're following a high resistance routine, is going to allow you to consume enough protein. I don't really think you need to specifically try to load up on protein and eat as much as you can. I think you should just eat a carnivore diet and incorporate resistance training, and that should be enough. Yeah, I slept okay last night, at least better than I usually am. They have banned eating dog meat in the U.S. I don't really know a lot of people that are eating dog meat. Oh, Frankie, watch The Witch. She's obsessed with EA. Go figure. Have I tried celery juice for my gut? No, I just don't see a lot of evidence for it. We're going to get back to the Q&A, guys. I'm probably going to wrap this up soon. I just got a bunch of things to do today. I haven't eaten yet either. He does test stuff on himself, though, not just repeating studies. I mean, I don't think that's necessarily a good thing. Are river fish eggs safe? That's a good... I mean, generally speaking, the freshwater fish are the problem, where if they're lower on the food chain, it shouldn't be as big of an issue. Duck versus chicken meat and eggs. I mean, duck meat doesn't carry salmonella. It's generally higher quality. I think it tastes better. The duck eggs, same thing. They're generally higher quality. Duck eggs have a richer texture. I prefer duck over chicken in general. Do you think they'll push to outlaw non-laboratory meat once it's invented? I'm just waiting for this whole vegan shit to collapse. If everyone goes sterile on this plant-based shit, like, people are gonna figure it out. Gluconeogenesis is need-based, not supply-based. Well, I mean, if you're only eating meat, it's gonna happen in more amount than if you're eating fat. So by restricting fat and consuming protein, you could create more of a need for it, right? Celery juice has a lot of hydration, minerals, salts. Can't hurt anyway. Not really. I mean, celery juice, to my understanding, doesn't have more hydration than a high-quality mineral water. How good is chicken liver compared to beef liver? Is it worth it? I mean, it's hard to get high-quality chicken liver. Duck egg yolks are huge. Yeah, duck eggs are a little bigger. How will you fill your glycogen stores without eating enough protein? I mean, the body can convert ketones to glucose, glycogen. It's already talked about how bad vegan diets in the biggest newspapers in Norway. That's interesting. I know a vegan couple that can't conceive and they still haven't worked out. People are fully brainwashed. No, it's unbelievable. People have no context and understanding of nutrition at all, and I don't think they ever will. There's a vegan mom of 10 kids. Can you give some thoughts on her? Yeah, I saw that video. I saw it. Cows deficient in K2 under wintertime. Yeah, the nutrients in the cows will lower in the winter. Lab-grown meat is just poison. I mean, read the ingredient list, see how it smells, see how it tastes. There's no point in consuming it. How to remineralize water. I mean, you could add clay. You could try to get some seaweed. Never seen a person that Frank genuinely liked. Hey, we looked at that Japanese girl earlier. I like her. What do you mean, man? Never seen a person that Frank genuinely liked. Who do I like on YouTube? I mean, you guys know I'm salty. I like talking shit about everyone. It's my favorite food ever. I don't really know. Does mineral water really hydrate? For me, I haven't really noticed that it's a hydration thing. I've noticed it's more about moving stuff through my digestive system. I thought it would take a couple generations of strict vegan to go sterile. Can that happen in one generation? Yeah. So if someone's a vegan and their kids are strict vegan, their kids, I'm assuming, are going to be sterile. That is my bet. So it's Agenda 21 is going to happen. I just don't see why veganism in the first world countries would be the, like, what's the point of doing it in first world countries if they want to reduce the population? Are they hoping that veganism is going to pick up in the other countries if it's in first world countries? You like two things about that Japanese girl and two things only. What do you think about 1 pound supermarket organic grass-fed ground beef packaged in plastic? I wouldn't eat it raw, man. What meat won't you eat? I won't eat most grain. I won't eat anything grain-fed. I won't eat raw pork or raw wild boar or raw bear meat. Hey, Zylo, what's going on, man? I've drank blood before. It's just hard to get high-quality, fresh blood. 1 pound supermarket organic grass-fed ground beef packaged in plastic. I wouldn't eat it raw, man. What meat won't you eat? I won't eat anything grain-fed. I won't eat raw pork or raw wild boar or raw bear meat. Hey, Zylo, what's going on, man? I've drank blood before. It's just hard to get high-quality, fresh blood. That's the only issue with that. It's very difficult to get. What do you guys think of the videos? I was going to do maybe a day of eating video this week. A vegan critique. I was going to explain raw versus cooked nutrients. I was going to talk about blue zones, healthy burger, ex-vegan interview. But I got a bunch of videos to do this week. Critique Clarence Kennedy has a huge following, vegan Olympic lifter. 1 second. I don't know, I've just like, to me, a lot of the recent vegan videos have just been so boring lately. I don't know why. Does he have a YouTube channel? I mean, he doesn't have a lot of videos, like, it doesn't look like he has any meal videos. He just has, he just has a bunch of weightlifting videos. If you're snatching 415 pounds, you're not a natural athlete, so I don't know what to tell you.
Hey, quick question. Do you like paying for things that you don't need?
No.
And do you want to get things you love for free?
Who wouldn't?
Exactly.
Right.
Dad, Apple Music.
He gets it. This guy gets it.
Get 6 months free Apple Music on the network you deserve.
I mean, the natural athlete can't snatch 415 pounds. Most natural athletes never even like bench press 415 pounds. Carnivore diet destroyed your attention span. No, it's been my sleep over the past few weeks. Yeah, I need to get ad block on my Internet Explorer. I have it on Chrome. It's just I have too many like bookmarks and stuff on Chrome, like all my acting stuff. It's just I don't want to. Guys, we're gonna wrap this up at like 2, well, almost 3 o'clock. So if you guys have any questions, be sure to ask them. If you guys want to support the stream, you could donate through Streamlabs. If you guys want to reach out to me for any sort of like collaboration on the Carnivore Wiki, just feel free to shoot me an email. Let me know. Rich Roll is vegan and runs ultra marathons. I mean, that's great. Like, you could use EPO and shit as a vegan too. Like, I don't care. One thing I've noticed is that every single, first of all, ultra marathon running, it's not healthy, regardless of what someone tells you. The other thing I've noticed is everyone that does ultra marathons, these guys have very, very heavy beards. I don't know why, but any single guy who I know who's very into endurance running has they can grow a beard in like 10 minutes. I don't know why. Carbs make you fat video. I could do that soon. I don't know if I want to do it soon. You like the taste of dark chocolate? It's just too high in histamines. Do I eat prosciutto? It's just same thing with the histamine. I try not to eat a lot of cured meats. What do you think of ionic magnesium? I haven't tried ionic magnesium, but I've tried regular magnesium. Why do allergic reaction to foods last weeks? Because it's, it takes a couple of days to get out of your digestive tract, and then there's still remnants of it, and then there's the gut bacteria. Thoughts on quail eggs? I mean, usually probably better than chicken eggs, but if they're corn-fed, I don't really see a nutrient difference. Vitamin K2 I get from liver and animal fats. Is it actually true that vegetables are toxic? All my friends think I'm retarded because I said it. I mean, you could explain anti-nutrients and how they can inhibit certain mineral absorption. You could talk about that, but I mean, it's going to be hard to convince people that vegetables are actually toxic. Because, like, are vegetables toxic in the body? I mean, they can have negative reactions, but I don't know if toxic's a good word for it. Do a video on Accutane. I kind of wanted to do... What I was going to do is when I got my blood work back, I was going to do a video, blood work, Accutane destroyed or something. I was going to tie in my blood work to Accutane video. I don't know. If I did a separate video on Accutane entirely, I don't think it would be long enough. How about a video on dry fasting? I just haven't tried enough dry fasting to know enough to really give you guys my experience. Worst alcohol health-wise? Just anything high in sugar. Like probably cocktails. You don't want to really combine sugar and alcohol. What Accutane did to you? Accutane lowered my testosterone, made me always thirsty. Hurry up with the Blue Zone video. I was going to do the Blue Zone video next week. I came for the toga. Where is it? I got too cold, man. It's too cold. Best book to read about nutrition. I mean, you could check out Weston Price, Nutrition and Physical Degeneration. You could check out... What else is there? Nora Gagaudis, Primal Body, Primal Mind. You can check out The Fat of the Land, Leomer Stephenson. Please add loud farts to your next vegan parody. Maybe. Can you share your sister's weight loss story? Yeah, I could do a video on that. I mean, that's a bit of a unique scenario because she's mentally disabled and I have to do a lot for her, so. Put the toga over the t-shirt. We're going to wrap this up in like 5 minutes, otherwise I would. Hi Frank, I'm curious about your acting. Will there be a video on it soon? I'm not really much. I mean, I've just done some amateur like student films in New York. I'm kind of over it. I need to do I proudly showed my reel. I didn't proudly show it. My reel is on my Patreon now. If you guys want to see my reel, it's available publicly on my Patreon. You don't have to pay to see it, but it's not on my YouTube channel. It's on my Patreon. Since you advocate seafood consumption, what about microplastic pollution and its effect on the body and health? Most of the fish are contaminated, and especially the shellfish. It's always a concern. It's part of the reason why I don't really consume a lot of seafood. Was it pork or sweet potatoes they mostly ate? Have you done a video on this? For the blue zones, I have some resources on... One resource for blue zones I have... Let me look at it now. I have one showing the Sardinians eat as much meat as we do. And I have another resource showing... that... Nutrition for the Japanese elderly. Nutrient intake in 94 Japanese centenarians investigated between 1972 and 1973. showed a higher proportion of animal protein to total proteins than in contemporary average Japanese. So I have, studies contradicting the Okinawans. I have studies contradicting the Sardinians. And I just have the problem with these vegans and blue zones, and they think, oh, blue zones consume plant foods. They look at life expectancy. If you look at life expectancy in countries, the higher the animal consumption, the higher the life expectancy is. It's crazy. Japan, ton of seafood. Hong Kong, ton of meat. Monaco, I don't know what they eat in Monaco. Accutane lowered my testosterone too. It also gave me ulcerative colitis. Yeah, I've had stomach issues ever since I took Accutane. Hey, Anika, what's going on? Foods for iodine? I mean, just any seafood, really. Seaweed. What are your thoughts on high-quality krill oil? I just think all fish oils are oxidized, and you should really just get wild-caught fish if you're looking for omega-3 in the diet. The osmosis water filter easy to fit. I would measure it. Frank on the wiki, I just put up a page on saturated fat not causing heart disease. Thanks, Mike. My buddy's gonna look at it and he'll approve it if it's he'll approve it if it's up to his standards. Thoughts on mewing for face and jaw? I haven't seen any evidence that the mewing exercises work, really. I just haven't seen any. Maybe I'm not looking in the right place. Can you eat too much seaweed? I think there's a point of diminishing returns. Like, I don't really know how much. I think consuming small amounts of seaweed over a period of time is what you want to do, because I don't think the body can only utilize so many nutrients at once. What foods do you recommend if you're doing a lot of cardio-based sports? I mean, you're probably going to just have to increase your caloric intake fairly drastically with any animal food. Whatever digests easier. Probably the compound in krill oil that makes it red is an antioxidant which helps slow the oil oxidation. I just think that fresh fish is just a better option. I went to college for a few semesters. Hey Frankie, if I can't find high quality animal fat, can I consume canned sardines or coconut or avocado oil? I mean, canned sardines are okay. I wouldn't really touch those oils. You have to see if you're allergic to coconut or avocado before you touch the oils. Are fermented soybeans good or bad? I mean, I wouldn't consume them. It's better than a lot of soy products, but it's still poison. Dude, we need to get you on the Joe Rogan podcast. I think I think a lot of people are just kind of hoping that the carnivore diet dies out. But I don't know. I think that's going to be a big factor in whether I decide to go on that TV show or not. For those of you that don't know, I might get offered to go on MasterChef next season. So, like in a month or two from now, if things are kind of like at the same pace, so to speak, I don't know if I'm going to do it. Seems like a pretty good marketing opportunity. How much is the whole Patreon shtick? The video I just put on Patreon of my reel is free. You could support Patreon for $1 if you want. Are anchovies healthy? They're so high in sodium. They're just very high in histamines too. I don't think they're healthy. I think it's better than no omega-3. I think fully raw Christina eats some animal products. She looks better than before. I don't know. You never know. You know, it's hard to tell if these vegans are. It's hard to tell if these vegans are, because a carnivore diet, it's not like someone's gonna people think people on a carnivore diet are gonna sneak and eat vegetables, but what are you gonna eat vegetables for? You're not missing any nutrients on a carnivore diet. On a vegan diet, if you sneak and eat meat, you're actually you're lying to people because you're eating nutrients that don't occur in plant foods. Whereas if you cheated on a carnivore diet, there is technically no health benefit to cheating on a carnivore diet, whereas a vegan diet there is. Black seed oil, I haven't tried it. I will have to take immunosuppressive drugs for my colitis. Should I be concerned with raw organs? What do you mean, like from bacteria on raw organs? Can you make a guide on how to get naturally tan? I don't know. I just have all these, like, I have all these video ideas, and then like a lot of my my videos generally, like, they don't do well unless they're like anti-vegan stuff. So I don't know. Is an exclusively fish diet sustainable? Yeah, but you might have to. It's probably not raw. Yeah, table salt is different than sea salt. So I'm gonna wrap this up, guys. If you guys do want to reach out to me for any questions, you could just leave a comment on this video when it's published, or you could just leave a comment on any of my other videos. If you guys want to support me on Patreon, I am doing exclusive videos for my Patreon subscribers. I will, Muriel, I do have a video that I want to do on the most popular questions. I just don't know when I want to publish it, because the problem is, like, I'm doing a Q&A Monday, Thursday, and Saturday right now. So I might stop doing the Q&As during the week, and I might just put up I might like not do a Q&A on Monday, and I might just put up popular Q&A questions on Monday. I haven't decided yet. Do an order of satiety video. You know, I filmed it and I accidentally deleted it, and I was thinking about the order of satiety thing, and it was just one of those principles that I'd rather keep to myself and use with my clients and stuff, as opposed to just put it out there. It's just, there's just information that's way too specific for me to just, like, it's literally like, all right, well then why, if people can have access to every single resource of information that they need without having to piece it together, like, I've gone over palatability and satiety before, like, I don't have to do how to specifically do this and that. If I'm going to include that information, it's going to be in a book I write. Hey, thanks, Angel. No, this live stream is going to go up. But thank you guys for watching. I'm going to go get some food prepped. If you guys haven't subscribed, please do. Let me know what videos you guys would like to see. And outside of that, you guys enjoy the rest of your weekend. I will be posting a debate that I did with Destiny on the carnivore diet tomorrow. Definitely check that out. Let me know how you like that. But next live stream will be Monday, guys. Have a good night.